Welcome back to the Cobra Kai Wire. Today I'll be starting a new series where I review an episode and show all the Easter eggs. This should be the most thorough breakdown you will find. Let's get started. It opens up on Terry Silver's modern beachfront mansion while he plays a grand piano. As he is playing, he's called by Chris, who says,
"Hey, long time."
Which is how season 3 ended. The song he is playing is La Campanella in Grandes Etudes de Paganini by Gianluca Luisi, and it is famous for being the most difficult piece ever written for the piano. Miyagi-Fang picks up where Johnny says, "Begin!" Immediately, things spiral down. Daniel and Johnny go back and forth with using opposite methods. As they go back and forth, they switch between Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang music. As they decide to start training, it shows how the Eagle Fangs are only offensive and the Miyagi-Dos won't even fight. They just keep circling until they are provoked.
All right, why don't you do something? What the hell is this?
Yeah, that's not really how this works. One of us has to be provoked.
Hey! You provoked yet?
The rock in the background that we have seen in every season says Envy sees only the garden without the rocks. The students clean cars, and you can see the legendary car that Mr. Miyagi gave Daniel in The Karate Kid. The studio gave Ralph Macchio the car, and he kept it so it is still used today. Johnny has the students do a mini obstacle course, and Daniel reacts and says, "We are going to get sued here," and Johnny says,
"Sue me for what?"
Which is a direct callback to Rocky 5. The boat that Chris throws up in is probably Mr. Miyagi's old boat. Miyagi-Fang training keeps on getting worse with Hawk kicking through the paper door. The song that is playing here is You've Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest. Cobra Kai starts arguing about the LaRusso house fight when Robbie goes to the back room to get his things. Robbie shows that he didn't join Cobra Kai, and Chris tries to recruit/convince him to stay. Sam and Daniel get back home after training and set their home alarm off, with Amanda running to the door with a bat, and we see our first look at the transformed Anthony with the gaming tablet, as usual. And he says that they should have gone for the more expensive system, which shows how much money they have, and he's still pretty much the same Anthony. Trivia question of the day. What was the LaRusso's alarm system password? Comment your answer below. Mr. and Mrs. LaRusso enjoy a glass of wine, and it shows that their window is still boarded up from when Bert was thrown through. Amanda shows how much she despises Tori. The actual house the LaRussos lived in was sold earlier last year, which means they are moving. The trauma is most likely why, but I will make a separate video for that, so stay tuned. Sam overhears her parents talking, and I think this is when she starts to notice that she's being put in a box by her parents. Amanda called Johnny Captain Eagle Claw, which makes more sense than Eagle Fang. Johnny really shows how much he cares for Miguel and Carmen by cooking a Mexican meal for the Diaz family, but Yaya says that they are Ecuadorian. Miguel says something about Johnny being back together with an ex, and my heart broke with Johnny's right there because he couldn't fix it because Miguel didn't know about their relationship. After the meal, Carmen says that they should take a break. Kreese goes to recruit Silver, and it shows Silver is actually a good guy. Silver is having a party with his girlfriend Cheyenne's mindfulness app release. Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do split up, but they say that they are training together separately, which makes no sense at all. Hawk is really having a rough time, and Johnny has Eagle Fangs practice sweeping legs on him. The song that is played here is Divide and Conquer, which is what Johnny said. Tori and Robbie talk at Cobra Kai, and Tori shows how much she hates Sam and that Sam still controls Robbie, and he isn't committed because he wasn't in the LaRusso fight. Back at Silver's place, we see that he has 3 cars outside of his garage. A Ferrari California, an AC Cobra, and a Mercedes Maybach. The Ferrari is worth $202,723. The AC Cobra, which could be a callback to the dojo name, would be worth around $1,950,000, and the Mercedes would be around $185,950, valuing only a fraction of his collection at $2,338,973. Silver never even told his girlfriend he was in the military. One of the people at the party says that Kreese has a perfect Habsburg jawline, which actually isn't a compliment. The Habsburg jaw is an elongated jaw from the Habsburg royal family when they would marry each other. Terry was the complete opposite from what he was before. When Kreese was talking to Silver, he was even able to make him say Cobra Kai. During Miyagi-Fang training, the Miyagi-Dos were meditating when Johnny was yelling obscenities to his students. It was a really funny scene. When Hawk goes to take a sip, he was confronted by the Miyagi-Dos, and they told him he wasn't wanted there, and Dimitri tried to help him, but it didn't really make a difference. Hawk went to Daniel for help, but he was just mad at him. It made you feel really sorry for Hawk. When Johnny and Miguel got home, Johnny says that having a common enemy wasn't enough to keep the dojos together. Miguel used Rocky 3 to try to get him to go back. In Rocky 3, Apollo and Rocky had to team up to defeat an enemy, even though they were sworn enemies, just like Johnny and Daniel. Sam also tried the same thing with Daniel. This was the second reference in one episode from the Rocky movies. These movies were directed by John G. Avildsen, who also directed the Karate Kid movies. In a really emotional scene, Sam tried to help Robbie at a skate park and asked him to come back. I believe this was the turning point for Robbie because he said, well then it looks like I
be the first person to ever tell you this. You're not getting what you want.
This is the same view as Tori. The song that is playing is You're Not Getting What You Want. The song actually has some of Sam and Robbie's song from season 2. When Kreese asked Silver to come back to karate, he said that the only thing stopping them was Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence. Silver in disbelief said, Danny boy? Which is what he always called Daniel in Karate Kid 3. The writers in the song really made you think he was going to join Cobra Kai, but then he says no. The song that is playing is Like Old Times. He reflected on how he was terrorizing a teenager for a high school karate tournament and how he was on drugs. After the tournament, he hit rock bottom and then built himself back up. He said Kreese disappearing was the best thing that ever happened to him. Right as Johnny is calling Daniel, he knocks at the door. When Johnny was saying what he was planning on saying to Daniel on the phone, he said that apologizing was a sign of weakness. Daniel brought a pack of Coors Banquet, which was Johnny's favorite drink. Daniel said that they have to make it work, and so it was time for Johnny to officially join Miyagi-Do. Johnny and Daniel decided it wasn't going to work, and they were going to tell the students in the morning. The song that is playing here is called Rip the Band-Aid Off. Sam and Miguel were worrying about if Johnny and Daniel were able to make amends when Hawk walks by them with a sledgehammer. This seems like the worst thing that could happen. One of the Eagle Fangs destroying the dojo. The Cobra Kais walk into the dojo to Robbie where the sensei normally is. All of the Cobras want him to go, so he says that he will leave if one of them lands a strike. Then Robbie proceeds to single-handedly dismantle Cobra Kai with Miyagi-Do. Only Tori landed a hit after he beat up all of the students, and she was on the ground, so he could have finished her off. The song that is playing is Land a Hit. Johnny and Daniel arrive at Miyagi-Do to tell the students that the dojos would separate, and immediately Daniel makes a jab at Johnny. When they hear a grunt from the back of the dojo. I like how they are making Johnny more of a good guy, because in the other seasons, Johnny was always the one who was initiating something. Hawk came up with the idea to build an Okinawan sparring deck from the picture earlier in the episode. They actually doubled the space by taking down a fence. This space was only used for extra storage before. This explains why you could see a building close by in the trailers. The senseis decided to stick together when they saw all of the students working together. The song that is playing is Okinawan Sparring Deck. Robbie talks to Cobra Kai like a sensei with Tori by his side. Robbie says he will teach them Miyagi-Do just as Kreese arrives and he bows in approval. When Cheyenne asks Terrence to get a bottle of wine from the cellar, he sees a bottle of wine on a stand. This bottle is from Cayman Estates Wine, which is the creator of the Karate Kid movies, actual wine company. Terry kicks the bottle onto a painting and he says his battle cry he used in Karate Kid 3. The kick he used is his signature wheel kick. This is how the episode ends. In the cellar, I counted around 370 bottles of wine, which definitely is not cheap. This shows just how rich he is. The song that is playing is Terry Silver by Bill Conti, who made the soundtrack for many movies, including the Karate Kid and Rocky movies. Well, if you enjoyed my video, please like, share, and comment. If you answered Outlander to the trivia question earlier, you're right. Subscribe and turn notifications to all so you don't miss my next videos. I'll cover everything Cobra Kai and Karate Kid, including news, breakdowns, theories, episode reviews, and more. So stick around because we have big things coming. Thank you for watching. See you next time on the Cobra Kai Wire.